Hello, I'm Stephanie Boyle. I do PR, communications, and industry relations at Skyscanner, but I'm also kind of obsessed with health passes and everything relating to health pass and travel pass technology. So I thought I would take a minute to answer some of the questions that we've had about health passes. And I am going to be reading from some notes just to make sure that I get it right, as this is a pretty technical topic and I want to make sure that I'm giving you the right information. So first off, what on earth is a health pass? Well, a health pass, also sometimes referred to as a travel pass or a health app, is digital technology that allows you to share your health information, but only as it's relevant to a specific trip. They are for one-time use only, and the idea is that they can be shown to demonstrate a negative test result in order to get into a country or onto a flight, just to show that you meet the required criteria for travel. It can be a standalone app, or it can be technology that is integrated into an airline's own app. And the most common type of health information that's captured and shared via health passes is test results. It could potentially in the future also show someone's vaccination status, but that is not the principal use case for now. What is the difference between a health pass, travel pass, or a vaccine passport? I'm so glad you asked. You may have read about vaccine passports in the press. It's been getting a lot of attention in the media, but it is in fact a bit of a misnomer. You'll see that when the term is used in the media, it often has quotation marks around it. When this term is used, it's usually in reference to ongoing discussions around how people will be able to demonstrate their vaccination status and their ability to provide certified documentation, digital or otherwise, to prove that they've had a COVID-19 vaccine. Whereas a health or travel pass is intended to enable someone to easily share specific health information, as I said, required by a destination or travel provider to show that they're allowed to travel. For now, this is still primarily COVID-19 test results, but the technology could potentially allow people to upload digital proof of vaccination status in the future. So is this something airlines are already using? Yes, several airlines are looking into using health or travel passes to understand the role that they could play in reopening international travel. For example, American Airlines and British Airways are trialing an app called Verifly, which allows travelers to store necessary travel documents in one app, including COVID tests. IATA, the International Air Transport Association, has developed the IATA Travel Pass, which aims to securely store information relating to test results and vaccination status and provide it in an easily readable format. So once the information is uploaded, as well as the destination the person is traveling to, the pass is able to verify that the passenger meets the criteria required to travel, and then it produces an OK to travel status as a QR code, which can be scanned by border authorities and airlines. Common Pass app, developed by the Commons Project in conjunction with the World Economic Forum, is in trials at London Heathrow Airport and with several travel companies around the world. The idea behind the Common Pass is a little bit different in that it can store all of your health data, including COVID tests and vaccination records. And then the app generates a QR code that can be scanned at border control to verify that you have satisfied the entry criteria for the country. Another app currently in several trials is the AOK Pass, backed by the International Chamber of Commerce, and that has been involved in pilots with Alitalia on the Rome to New York JFK route, and also with Etihad between Paris and Abu Dhabi. So, how do they work? All of the health or travel passes work relatively similarly, and their aim is to make international travel easier, safer, and more efficient while we are still in the midst of a pandemic. At the moment, there are still lots of restrictions to travel. The rules for each country differ slightly. Most countries require evidence of a negative COVID-19 test result, as I mentioned before. And the idea behind digital health passes and travel apps is to allow you to display your negative COVID-19 test results and potentially down the line a vaccination certificate in the digital form to show that you meet the criteria. Airports have been reporting that checking test results and passenger locator forms for test and trace and other documentation can take up to 20 minutes per passenger. So the theory is that a digital app or pass could speed up those checks because it almost provides you with like a digital boarding pass, but for your test results. And that would help airports cope with high volumes of passengers and provide a touchless solution, which would minimize contact. So obviously there is a lot of technology behind this, and a lot of interoperability is also required to ensure that it works and that it's seamless across the travel journey. Do they stop you from traveling if you can't or haven't had the vaccine yet? The short answer here is no. At the moment, travel is obviously heavily restricted in a lot of the world, but for most countries, as I mentioned, it's just a negative COVID-19 test result that's required. They don't currently ask for vaccination certification. The discussions are ongoing about whether or not vaccinated people will potentially be allowed more freedom of movement, but there have not been any concrete decisions made of yet. Obviously, reopening travel is a complex and challenging effort, and it's going to take a lot of collaboration from a lot of people to make sure that it is done safely and effectively. I hope that has answered some of your questions. Thanks very much, and bye-bye for now.